4:45 in the morning. I really like this time of the day. Andy and I are heading off down to the beach, and I'll see you down there. Morning to you all out there, and welcome to another one of my videos. I've been out of the loop on and off the last few weeks. I had a few issues which I won't bore you with, but it kind of put me in a bit of a grim place, but that has passed. I'm down here with a few of my friends. We're at Selsey. Tide is going out for about an hour and a half, then we're going to fish 4 hours of the tide back up again, because when you get to the top of the tide down here, it's going to be weed everywhere and it's going to be ripping through. There's a bank out ahead of us and it sort of channels down between here. Theory being is that once the tide starts moving, fish will start coming through. So fingers crossed, let's get these rods out. I'll show you what I've got on the end before I do that. But Andy's reeling into something, and I suspect it's probably a load of weed, but we'll see.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action.
So, tackle I'm going to use today. I'm using a 3-hook Sheppey rig. I've got size 4 hooks on the bottom 2 hooks, and then I've got a probably a 2.0 hook on here with a bigger bait on, so I've got slivers of ragworm. And then here I've got a bit of an idea that one of the subscribers suggested, which, being an ex-carp man or an occasional carp man, I used to use swim feeders, and this is a swim feeder attached to a weight. And then this one, which I'm sure is just going to pick up weed, I've got a little pulley panel on here with a big prawn, and again a load of gunged up fish in the bait feeder. 150 grams. So let's brush them out and let's see if we can catch a bit of weed, which I have no doubt we will do. But it's demoralising, isn't it, when you come all this way, get all the bait organised, weather's bang on, it's overcast, it's not hot, tide's coming in, everything's right, except for this crud. So you can see my twin brother behind me. We're going to call it a day here, because we've been here probably 3/4 of an hour. It's just weed, more weed, and it's demoralising. So we're going to go to Shoreham direction. So I'll catch up with you down there. What a palaver that was. So up at ridiculous o'clock, drive for an hour and a half, get all set up, weed everywhere, get knacked off with it. We were there, I suppose, half an hour. Drive another hour down to Shoreham. Really humid, but no weed. The rods are out, prawn on this one, and 3 ragworm on the other, on a Sheppey rig. Sit down, relax, eat a sandwich. So, stair rod rain, thunder, weed, 2 different venues, lightning, so we've had to stop fishing. See, lightning and fishing rods are not conducive. So I'm sitting here in my bivvy in the Pool Comedy Fishing Show. Everything that you could choose to not go right today has not gone right. I just can't believe it. Carl went yesterday, 10 bream and a place. I go today, nothing. So Andy has got snagged and he can see his leader, and it's really knacking him off to be able to see his leader. And he's obviously trying to retrieve it. It's literally only a few metres out, and God only knows what he's got snagged on. So Keith has just caught himself a bream. Did you see the bite on it?
Yeah.
You did?
Loads of rattled.
Well, that's really cool, because we're doing rubbish.
Right, the end of another session. Keith spanked Andy and I. Zip bites, zip fish. I do wonder why I do this sometimes. Danny Ongby, who does Danny's shore fishing, he's gone back to coarse fishing. And I wonder if I should, because I used to be a carp angler and I used to actually catch a few fish. But it is kind of getting in my head. But there's always next time, so I'll see you on the next one. Sunday morning, it's windy. It's 4 o'clock. I often ask myself, why do I do this?
To answer the why, it's this. Sheerness just behind us, that away. We're at Barton's Point, winds blowing quite strongly that away. Blue sky, sunshine, couldn't ask for more. So we're just waiting for the tide to come in, and we've been finding a few rigs and a few weights.
No rod on the end of this.
No rod, yeah. We've fished the tide all the way in since 7. It's now 11:30. High tide's at 12. None of us have had anything. A few of us along the beach. All very disappointing. So I suspect there's going to have to be a next time, unless one of us catch.
It's 3:45 Sunday morning. I'm heading off down the coast to meet Keith. It's raining, it's windy, it's cold. And yeah, I know I've asked this a few times, I do wonder. But Keith sent me a text, and he and I, as a few of you know, are ex-military. And he very eloquently put it, we are fishermen, we are soldiers, and we never give up. I need to catch some fish. So I'll see you down on the windy beach.
I've reached the beach. God, that was a haul this morning. God. But we're fishing, it's not raining, it's quite warm. Bloody cold this morning. Rods are out. I've got 2 hooks scratching with a lugworm and ragworm mix, and then I've got a large prawn on the other one on its own. Not that far out, I have to say, because if you try and cast, the wind's ripping along here, it just takes crap loads of line off. So they're about 70, 80 yards out. Tide is going out for the next hour and a half, and then we're going to fish it back in till early afternoon is the plan. And wouldn't it be nice to catch some fish? It's really starting to get in my head now. This is the, and it's now starting to rain, having said it's nice, is how many times? Selsey, 0. Drive all the way to Shoreham, 0. Back down to Shoreham, 0. Eastbourne, Langney Point. We've come here because the wind is just ripping through here and there's a little bit of protection, and you wouldn't really know that there's any wind until you get up there. So fingers crossed. What is it with fishing, and if it's not wind, it's rain. If it's not rain, we got all this poxy weed. There's no weed on the beach. None at all. So I don't know where this is all suddenly decided to come from. This is a pain in the arse, isn't it? I was saying to Keith, I wonder why I do this. So, fourth trip, I don't know how many hours fishing, how many hours driving, how many miles, all the cost of all the bait and all the other paraphernalia that we use. And people keep telling me, oh, it's all about being out in nature. Well, yeah, that's good, but I'd like to catch a fish. And surprisingly, there's no one else fishing. I wonder why. So you can see what we're having to deal with. Words fail me. It does get a bit demoralising when you keep reading in all of this crap. Had a stonking great bite on here. I nearly fell off my seat. Kind of wasn't really, you know, when you're not focused. Well, I wasn't focused, but it definitely was a bite. And wouldn't it be nice if it was a fish? I haven't seen a fish for I don't know how long. Oh, whoopee-doo. Look what I've caught. Well, hey. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Now, I've had this 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for 5 hours and I'm getting very tired of it, so I'm gonna hold my head high with my one eel, woohoo, and I'm gonna go home. So to all of you out there, I'll see you on the next one. But with the record I've got so far, I wouldn't be winning any prizes. But you've just got to keep going, haven't you? It is demoralising though after a while. You know, you start to think, well, maybe it's something I'm doing. But today, there's not a lot I can do about this, unfortunately. But I've had enough of it, so I'm going to go home and lead a normal life. And I'll see you on the next one. Cheers to you all.